Hello student. So in our last video we discussed what is chemical reaction, how to balance it, what are the main types of reaction. So in this video we will discuss what is corrosion, what is rancidity, and what do we mean by the law of conservation of mass, right? So we'll discuss it one by one. So first is corrosion. So you must have observed that iron articles are shiny when new and but get coated with the reddish brown powder, right, when left for some time. So this process is called as rusting of iron. So corrosion is main defined as the process of slowly reacting up of metals due to attack of atmospheric gases, like the gases present in our atmosphere like CO2, moisture, water, and acid. So the process is called as corrosion. Example: iron become reddish brown, right, or silver become black, and the copper become green. So this is process of corrosion. So it causes damage to car bodies, bridges, iron railings, ships. So it causes mainly the things made up of metal, right? Especially those of iron. So corrosion of iron is a serious problem because it's damaged the body, right? Also, we have many methods to prevent iron from corrosion, and we discuss that method in our later chapter number 3. So now our next term is rancidity, right? Nitrogen. So nitrogen in packet of chips is act as antioxidant, right? Also, we can prevent rancidity uh, by keeping our food in airtight containers. So it is all about rancidity. So rancidity is basically the change in the smell and taste of our food due to oxidation. Now our next term is law of conservation of mass. So law of conservation of mass means that matter is remain conserved, right? That is total number of atom left hand side must be equal to total number of atoms in the right hand side in a given chemical equation. So and in our balancing, right, so what we really done in the balancing equation is to balance the matter, or we can say that we conserve here mass of our reaction. So here it is our chemical reaction, that is FeO4. When react with hydrogen it will give iron and water. So when we balanced it, so here we have 3 atoms of iron and here we have only 1. So we balanced iron by placing 3 here, right? Now we have 2 atom of hydrogen, 2 atom of hydrogen, but here we have 4 atom of oxygen and here we have only 1, right? So we have to put 4 here. Now oxygen, right, oxygen O4 here, oxygen O4. So oxygen and iron balanced, right? Now we left with hydrogen, so here 4 we just simply write 4 here. So our the balanced chemical equation become when this. So in this equation every single atom is balanced, so it is balanced chemical equation, and it also followed the law of conservation of mass. So it is all about our first chapter, that is chemical reaction and equation. We discussed each every single term in this video. So now you have to just try out the questions given in the NCERT books or any other assignment you have. Okay, so you have to solve out these problems, and if you have any doubt you can ask the doubt. You must also go through the activities given in the book, right, because these activity mainly describe the reaction, how they take place, right? precipitation is take place or not, which gas is expelled out. So these all are done in the given activity. Now we will discuss some questions. Right, so our first question is translate the following statement into chemical equation and then balance them. Our statement is barium chloride. So to translate them into a chemical equation, we have to remember their formulas, right? So we know barium have 2 positive charge and chlorine has 1 negative charge. So the formula become barium chloride. So this 2 for barium, 2 positive, and here 1 chlorine, 1 negative. So barium chloride react with aluminium sulfate. Aluminium having 3 positive charge and sulfate having 2 negative charge. So the formula become Al2, that 2 for SO4 2 negative, and here sulfate thrice. So when barium chloride react with aluminium sulfate, what will happen? So it's an example of double displacement reaction. Here exchange of ion take place. So it become aluminium chloride, that is aluminium chloride plus barium sulfate. So barium 2 positive charge, sulfate 2 negative. So the formula become barium sulfate. Now we have to balance it. So here we have 2 atoms of aluminium and here 1. So we will balance it one by one. So if I'm write 2 here, right, so aluminium balance. Now chloride 3, chloride 2. So they will only balance when we place 6 here, right? So we have to rub this 2 here and we have to place. Now firstly we will balance barium chloride, right? Barium here 1, here 1, right? Here 2, here 3. So we have to write 3 here, right? And 2 here. So chloride balance 3 2 is 6, 2 3 is 6. Aluminium 2, aluminium 2. Barium 3, sulfate 3. So we also write 3 here. So it is our balanced chemical equation that when barium chloride react with aluminium sulfate, it gives us aluminium chloride plus barium sulfate. Right, so now we can solve all of these problems like this. Now one important factor is that when a metal like iron or any other metal react with any acid like HCl, so hydrogen gas is liberated out, right? So when a metal react with acid, hydrogen gas is liberated out, plus it will give us ferrous chloride and HCl gas liberated out. For balancing it, we simple put 2 here. So H2 balanced, Cl2 Cl2 balanced. Right, so the main factor in this reaction is that when any metal react with acid, hydrogen gases is liberated out. It's also one of the test, right, that if we have to test that whether it's a metal or not, so only metal will give hydrogen when reacted with acid. Our next reaction is this: when lead oxide react with carbon, it will give carbon dioxide gas and lead, right? So lead here solid and it's a gas, carbon is also solid and lead oxide is also solids. So now our option is lead is getting reduced. So lead, it has oxygen here, now here is no oxygen, right? So here lead oxide reduced to lead and carbon oxidized to carbon dioxide. And if you look at the options given in your book, so first option is lead is getting reduced. Here lead is not getting reduced, lead is not getting reduced, lead oxide is getting reduced, right? So first option is incorrect. Now the second option is carbon dioxide is getting oxide. Carbon dioxide is not getting oxide. Carbon is oxides to carbon dioxide, right? So first and second option are incorrect, in which lead is not getting reduced and carbon dioxide is not getting oxidized, right? So the correct options are lead oxide is getting reduced and carbon is getting oxidized to CO2. Now our next question given in the book is, why is respiration considered an exothermic reaction? So exothermic reaction is defined as any reaction in which heat is expelled out, right? That is where the release of energy, or we can say that release of heat take place. So in exothermic, we will talk about in term of energy. So any reaction in which energy releases is known as exothermic reaction. And if I'm talking about the reactions of respiratory, so here glucose react with oxygen will give carbon dioxide, water and energy. So here energy is releases out, so that's why this reaction is known as exothermic reaction. Because during digestion, when large molecules of food, right, broken down into simpler glucose molecules, it's a molecule of glucose, right? So when it combined with oxygen is present in the cell, right? So it provides us energy. So when the glucose molecule combined with oxygen, energy is liberated out, so that why the reaction is known as exothermic reaction, or we can say that respiration is considered as an exothermic reaction. Also there are very simple question given in the book, like we already discussed that what is displacement reaction, what is double displacement reaction, what is corrosion, what is rancidity, right? So these are very simple question, right? Why do we apply paint on the iron particles? To prevent it corrosion. So these are the simple explanation of such questions. So you have to read the chapter completely, right, and solve all the problems given in the chapter. And next video we will starting our second chapter. So rancidity is defined as the oxidation of oils or fats in food, not in a flood. So food, resulting into a bad smell and taste, right?